we're back in our van and we're staying this time in a pretty snowy area. And with the latest snowstorm here in Scotland, we've been asked a few times now, how do we keep warm in the van? So we want to discuss that today.
So we'll go over a couple of things that have basically kept us warm during this cold spell, and especially in our recent trip to Mull, where it was -4 overnight. Currently, we're in Crianlarich, or just outside Crianlarich. There's a lot of snow on the ground, and just when we got here, it started snowing. It's not as cold as what it had been previously. It's like one degree, 0 degrees at the moment. Definitely not as bad as it has been. The first thing that is probably the most important thing at keeping us warm is the diesel heater. The diesel heater was in the van when we got it, so I've not done anything with it. I've just learned and read about it. It's nothing special. It's not a fancy Truma or any of there's also Autotherm. They're kind of like the middle ground between them. I think it's a Chinese diesel heater. Well, it is a Chinese diesel heater. And trying to find information about them, it can be quite difficult. We'll run it for 15 minutes at high setting, and it'll blow out a lot of hot air, get the place up to temperature, and then we run it in Hertz mode, which gets it down to like a minimum amount of fuel going in, and it keeps it nice and kind of mellow without burning us alive, basically. Because when it's on, it's really warm, and the temperature climbs up mega fast to kind of uncomfortable level.
So we made use of it when we were in Finnefort because that was our first night where it was really cold and it was absolutely Baltic in the van. So before we actually get out of bed, we just put on the heater basically for 10 minutes, and that gets us going for getting dressed and just getting ready. And then when you're in your clothes, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But it's like that initial cold, I absolutely hate in the morning.
And also, the thing I've read online and with these diesel heaters is make sure you run them at high for 15 minutes at the start, and then you can run it for as long as whatever you're wanting at your lower setting. And then before you turn it off again, run it again at high, because it just stops that carbon and soot build-up in it with the incomplete diesel combustion, and it just means that you don't have to worry about messing up and causing issues like down the line when you most need it. It was also really useful in a really remote region of Mull, because there was nothing nearby. So in the case that the diesel heater wasn't working, we were kind of really reliant on it, but we had plenty of warm clothes and all that to kind of back up, and we'll show you another couple of things that we've got that keep us warm and aren't reliant on the diesel heater.
Another thing that is keeping us warm, apart from the heat, obviously the heater, are the blinds that we've got. So they've been really helpful. Obviously, first of all, to keep the light out and to make us a bit more stealth campy. But let's be honest, we're not really.
No, I don't think we are because of the decals.
But it does keep in the heat quite well, which we've made a lot of use of. One thing that I would say is that with van life, particularly I think in the UK, is condensation, and the blinds don't help with that. So we've got this Ian calls it a wee sukkah, but it's not to do the windows every morning and also within the day, because the condensation, it just all builds up. But those blinds have been absolutely perfect. I believe you can buy like blinds for outside of the van, but we bought them. They were a bit more expensive. As far as I remember, my budget brain seems to remember.
So the blinds we got them from Caravans. And there's also, I think it's called Vanderbug, is another place that makes similar blinds. Caravans were the kind of in between really cheap ones and really expensive ones. I think the Vanderbug ones are like 200 odd pounds for the set, whereas the Caravan ones were maybe 160, 170, I can't remember. So a wee bit of a difference, but not a lot. They're magnetic, so they stick right on, and it just keeps them on the door a bit easier. The front one's still not amazing, but it's easy enough to put up, and they take like 5 minutes. The outside one that Joanna was talking about, we did have one for when we got the van, and I do think that would reduce the chances of condensation inside, but it's really annoying to put up. And also when it rains, it gets soaked, and trying to get it in the van and keeping the inside of the van dry when you've got a huge windscreen cover that's wet, it doesn't work.
Saying that was the reason why we bought those blinds, was because when we went on one of our first trips,
it was
Loch Ness, we got absolutely soaked during the night, and that's when we decided, right, we need to buy blinds.
And I made a big mistake. I switched the window wipers on by accident. Like I must have touched it when I turned the ignition on to put the windows down a bit, and it hit the cover and broke the window wiper, so I had to
buy a
And
new window wiper.
yeah, and not having a window wiper in Scotland's like probably the biggest mistake on the planet.
Yeah, think so. Apart from the blinds at the front, we also have blinds at the side, which have been really helpful. But similar to the front blinds, those side blinds, there's also a lot of condensation that builds up during the night. So every morning we're using the wee care here. We've made great use of that so far.
So the other thing that I think is essential, it's not exactly going to keep us warm, but because of us using all these different things to keep us warm, it creates the condensation, and like wiping it wouldn't do anything. And I don't think it was that expensive. It was like 20 or 30 pounds, I think it was, we
Yeah.
got it for. To be honest, like I hate paying for unnecessary things, and I thought initially when we got it was going to be unnecessary, but it's probably one of the best things that we bought for the van.
Another wee trick that is keeping us warm and didn't cost us anything is just keeping the pop top down. Now, that really defeats the purpose of a pop top, but you can get like these covers that insulate it, and we don't have one of them. We have decided that we won't buy one just yet. We keep it down anyway during the night, during winter, and we've noticed on Mull that actually if we have the bed out, we just cook from the bed,
Yeah,
and we actually really don't need it.
yeah.
And as a result of that, we really didn't have to put the heater on that much.
Yeah, that I think, yeah,
We actually don't have the heater on during the whole day.
no.
It's just every so often.
Yeah, just maybe so every so often, and yeah, with that top down, it does make a big difference. It stops the air escaping. But those screens that you can get for the outside of the pop top, a company called Rainbow Screens, they are pretty commonly recommended. I think they are quite expensive, but I think when you're buying something like that, it's like you buy it once and that's it.
Ah, right.
And they also do the front screens that wrap around the outside. We were thinking about getting it, but then just based on what we've done in Mull and how we managed without it being up, it was fine. I mean, it's less of a problem for you than it is for me. But even
Yeah.
then, you still feel it in your back
Aye.
when you're like, if you're bent over, like.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Another thing that really is keeping us warm at night is our mattress. When I first saw the price, I must admit, I about died, but it was so well worth it. And it's actually comfier than our bed at home. We just roll it up in the morning, and then it's somewhere at the back here, and it's no problem just rolling it out in the evening.
Yeah.
It's really comfy.
What is it?
It's is it Du Valley?
I think
Duvalley?
it's Duvalie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you say it, but it's Duvalie, and they make them specifically. I think they'll make it specifically for your type of van. But we just went with like one of our ready-made sizes, which was for a Volkswagen T5, and it has that kind of corner cutout for the back corner, and we got a good deal with it.
Did we?
Well, I think we got some extra stuff with it. We got the mattress cover and also pillow covers. That's the one that when I'm lying on it, it feels like it's freezing because I don't know, it just sucks in all the cold air for some reason.
I know because you
And-
have no hair.
Well, I think it doesn't help that I've got no hair. That should probably be on the list, but it's not on the list. And that's my bonnets or my hats. Because sometimes I've been wearing them at night just to keep warm, which is ridiculous. And then, so other than keeping warm by like wearing more clothes and stuff like that, the coldest part of the van is the floor, and it gets really cold really fast, even when the heater's been on and it's switched off. So these aren't the prettiest things, but they're really thick, like socks. I also had a pair of slippers in here, or house slippers obviously, but I was calling them my van slippers and Joanna's banned them, so I don't have any more slippers, but I've got thick socks. And you've got a pair as well.
Yeah.
Yours are a bit more nicer looking than mine. But
Because you bought them for me. One thing that Ian has mentioned, which could maybe like help us keep the heat in a little bit more, is that at the front, nothing is insulated. So the thing is that it's just absolutely freezing.
So in the front, there is no insulation. In the back, we've got insulation, and it does make a difference, but you can really feel the cold air coming in through the front in the cab area. So we were talking about potentially putting up a curtain that would just kind of slide across and keep that kind of cold air a bit more at bay. But I've got so many jobs to do in this van just now, like wee jobs, that I don't know if I don't want to commit to something else, to be honest. But yes, I think we've covered most of the stuff that we wanted.
Yeah.
The only other thing is we've got, because of the diesel heater, it's important that you've got a CO detector. And we have a CO detector which measures relative humidity, and it also tells us the temperature,
Yeah.
which is pretty handy. And we've got it set quite high, but during the night when we're sleeping, we keep it down on the table next to us, which is like more at head height, so that we don't end up dealing with any complications regarding to carbon monoxide, because you can never be too safe.
One story that we can, I think, tell is when we bought the van, we had the carbon monoxide detector in, thinking for like a few trips, you know, everything was working, because for the seller, he had used the van just like as normal, you know. And I think it was only after trip 3 that Ian, or trip 4, that Ian had a look and said there's no batteries in it.
The funny thing is, the guy even pointed it out during the thing, and so I just automatically assumed there must be batteries on it, but there was no batteries.
Talking about never being too safe.
But anyway, so we're sorted now.
Well, on that note, I'm hungry. I'm about to get hangry, I'll be honest. Let's make some dinner. On today's menu is nachos. Ian is going to make some sort of whatever tomato sauce so that we have a bit more nutrition and it's not all beige. But look, got the Christmas version, reduced the M&S.
Yeah.
And we've got our air fryer. I allowed Ian to take it this time because we're only one night in the van and I can cope with that. So let's go. The reason why I'm always against taking stuff with us, because it blocks everything.
It's far too big. Obviously, we never got it for the van.
But if you have a small air fryer that you can recommend, please let us know, because we're in the market for one. As you can see, we've already decided to make it a bit cozier, so we got the bed out.
It's warmer than our flat, to be honest.
Aye, the flat is freezing. Ian has given me the worst job, grating cheese. Luckily, it's not the whole block.
Did you get a grater, eh?
Aye, brought a grater.
Did you actually?
Aye. This menu, compared to our previous trips on Mull, let's be honest, it's the best. And it's only nachos.
Yeah.
No, I don't hear it. Ian claims that he can hear the snow.
It's starting to snow quite heavily here, and just because I'm at this kind of open bit, I can hear the snow falling on the roof. Good thing is the Starlink that we have just now has a snow melt feature, and I said to Joanna, I'll switch this on, but I never ever thought we'd ever have to use it. The other reason that we need a small air fryer is because this is currently drawing 163 amps and it's about 2000, just under 2000 watts, and our inverter's 2000 watts. So yeah, we definitely need a smaller air fryer.
By the way, if you've got this far in the video, why not like and subscribe? You'd really support us. We've got many videos and trips planned here in Scotland, but also in future internationally, so stay tuned for that. We're just going to enjoy this and watch our favourite TV series.
And we hope that what we shared here and how we stay warm in the Scottish winters has maybe helped you out and give you some ideas for the future. But I think a lot of the stuff that we're doing is quite common. And the more that we do it, and if we have any more ideas or you'd like to share your ideas, then let us know in the comments, because we're open to everything.
And we'll see each other next Saturday. Bye!